wonderful evening to all of you out there. Welcome to Sports Panorama, live here on 97.3 City FM. So proudly brought to us by Betway, Twisco, your number one chocolate beverage, and Kivo 4-in-1 Gary Mix, holding down Sports Panorama. Big shout outs to all of you who joined the show via YouTube. Like always, all you need to do is hit the like and subscribe button. And let's get talking. Give me a shout or drop me a shout from wherever you are listening to us from. Inside Ghana, somewhere inside the continent of Africa, Europe, South America, Central America, Australia, New Zealand. It doesn't matter, you know. Last week by this time, I was at the World Cup draw watch party at the residence of the US ambassador. It was pretty good. Good experiencing the entire draw. Met some old colleagues. Bumped into some of my favorite ex-Ghanaian footballers to interview. Shout outs to Isaac Vossa. Doesn't talk a lot, was just chalked coolly in some corner. Just, you know, taking in the events. Shout outs to our guesting Ahimfo. Ever ready to share his thoughts with the media. Yeah, Charlie. The swaggy Ahimfo. The ever young Ahimfo. Arsenal fan Ahimfo. And a big shout out to Tony Bafo as well, of the PFAG, Ghana's first diasporan player to play for the Black Stars. Always nice talking to Tony Bafo. Shout outs to Majid Warriors as well. He was in the building. And then, of course, I cannot forget Emmanuel Ajimambedu. Top guy. While I'm doing my Black Star shout outs, let me say a big shout outs to my good friend David Akam, wherever you are. And also my good friend Richmond Boache Adam. This week, oh boy. Before I go into the topics for the week, those of you listening via text, WhatsApp, and Telegram can join us over the lines on 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. That's our text and WhatsApp line. You can also get to us on X or Twitter. Let's keep the fire burning. Okay. Like I've said earlier, there's a civil war brewing at Liverpool. Arne Slot on one side, Mohamed Salah on the other side. Now, the big news before we came into the show is that Mohamed Salah has been recalled into the squad ahead of this weekend's game against Brighton and Hove Albion. You know, typically when an issue happens, from one weekend to the Friday that we do Panorama, by the time it gets to the Friday, the issue has died out in intensity. This one, no way. Everybody and their auntie has been sharing their opinion. Paul Merson, Steven Gerrard, Andy Cole, Daniel Sturridge, Michael Richards, and then of course the annoying one, Jamie Carragher, the guy who makes everything personal and spoils it for everybody. We'll be getting into the cracks of the matter, but it isn't only on Merseyside that things are in turmoil. When you go to Madrid, oh my goodness, Xabi Alonso, former Liverpool, former Real Madrid central midfielder, has hit a really rough patch at Real Madrid right now. These days, every time I open the website or I open social media, they say Alonso has one more game to lose to be fired. Every time. Every time. They say one more misstep for Xabi Alonso and he will be fired. This was among a mix of Champions League games played this week. Manchester City defeating Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. I saw a Karim Benzema interview today that said that Xabi Alonso needs to do more managing and less coaching. Whatever that means. We'll get into that as well. The AFCON squads have been announced. Some AFCON squads at least. Nicolas Pepe and Simon Adengra have been dropped from the Cote d'Ivoire squad, while 33-year-old Wilfred Zaha has made it. Amazing. I thought Nicolas Pepe was having a good season with Villarreal. Not sure why he was dropped. We'll see about that. In Cameroon, it's a conspiracy situation. Samuel Eto'o is always under some kind of siege. And this time, he's been accused of influencing the omission of Vincent Aboubakar from the squad. Too many issues to chew on. But the rabbi will set us straight. He will set us on the right path. From civil war Liverpool to dressing room turmoil Xabi Alonso to AFCON omissions to Samuel Eto'o and his shenanigans in Cameroon. Coach,
no more.
I can see you are in the spirit.
I'm in the spirit. You see, and his slot. Look, he was trying to do what? Joke with who? Undermine who?
The king.
The king.
Oh, sorry.
The man who has completely transformed Liverpool into the club we all know them to be in the past 8 to 9 years. I'm ready to debate anybody.
Thank you.
I will say without Mohamed Salah, Liverpool wouldn't have won anything.
Thank you.
Of what they have won in the past 8 to 9 years. It's factual. You take his goals, you take his assists. They don't win anything.
Thank
Simplicity.
you. When he gets his chance on the mic,
it's simple.
He can also make his case.
You was Zebaut.
Oh, Zebaut there, Zebaut.
Jomo Mohamed Salah, yo.
Nakai.
And his slot, him or Joba. When I chop and pan and Jedani la chacha, but one I don't know coach. Oh, coach, slaughter coach, Nicole coach, the best player in your team, Lemo Bane Tashi.
Oh,
Lemo Bane Tashi. You was about Denche. Mohamed Salah.
Nakai.
Salah will not be disgraced. He will live as Liverpool's legend.
Thank you.
Carragher Makadibi,
own goal scoring Carragher. More own goals than career goals.
Proper description of who Carragher is.
More own goals than career goals.
You are Zeba didn't hear me. You are Jomo Mohamed Salah.
Oh.
Kakale womi no ane kai jele mi fe akechele di Mohamed Salah. Go say efiene ya take je Egypt ma mu fe nyeti achi and his slaughter ne shwe nyanyachi. Nye kiye and his slaughter no na ke Salah je mokojile. She male. Beni Salah gbe. Ni bo ani slaughter keje Salah shwe cup ba nyo wini. Shwe nyo wini league.
Thank you.
If Mohamed Salah a who goes name her assist. Shwe bo slot o wini league. Alonso le Benini bi ya le fe akede wo sakan.
Oh,
Xabi Alonso ka enye coach Real Madrid.
Wo be
sakan.
Oh, Charlie.
Jehovah Zebat says I should pray and tell Xabi Alonso that he's been given 3 more games to save his career as Real Madrid coach. If he fails to win any of the 3 games, Florentino Perez will either was sacken. Sacken tentem nonko.
Quick.
As for Samuel Eto'o, that Keto-Kreku-like behavior will have to stop. You cannot dorm into Mosson and influence selection into the Cameroonian national team. Why are you bringing Kate into this? The Subani being in order. And yes, I don't say Ghana. Influencing selection. Influencing selection. Samuel Eto'o.
Leave Kurt alone for tonight.
I'm just reminding everybody that is the way they do.
Leave Kurt alone for tonight.
Onominshi, Nijo was about doesn't like that. Coach Ijibo, Samuel Eto'o, are you the coach of Cameroon? You are the FA president of Cameroon. You are not the head coach.
It's a conspiracy theory.
What is that? If the head coach says he needs Vincent Abubakar, now Mojibo. Or Domi to Moson, your Cameroon saying on you or influence the selection. When you were playing as a footballer, did any FA president influence your selection into the Cameroon or the Barcelona team? When Pep Guardiola said you were not good enough, you should go and Ibrahimovic to come. Up to now, you have never forgiven Pep Guardiola for taking that decision. Why are you also doing something that you hated as a player? When you were a player, you felt that you had done enough to remain at Barcelona. And Pep said, go your way. Bring me Ibrahimovic. At the end of the day, you are not happy with it. You stood up against Nakano Babale. You stood up against Pep Guardiola. You stood up against Pep Guardiola. You stood up against Pep Guardiola. Why are you doing the same thing today? The coach that has been brought to coach the team, you are influencing his selection. You say you fired the coach. The coach says he's not fired. You have brought the coach who have brought a counter list. But it's all this chaotic atmosphere in Cameroon. One of the powerful houses in African football.
Used to be.
Disgracing our football left, right, center.
These days, they are no more.
We don't expect that from Cameroon. Being led by Samuel Eto'o. No, you was about Eto'o Hani Bulabe. The Hani here she show more. Onana mo. Onana drop onana. Onana bet team. Now I'm on team. Now I'm on Cameroon. Who is going to catch for Cameroon? Oh nana. Oh Hana Jonah a team member. Now we
Are you singing?
Not oh nana.
Is that a little hook?
Oh nana.
A little chorus from you?
Oh nana. It's actually a bullet. Your boki PM. Oh, you are drummer. No baloba. No baloba. Many program won't dedicate him Mohamed Salah.
Thank you.
Won't dedicate him Mohamed Salah.
Salinho.
Slotto. Ohano ya kamboshi. No ani bulabo he. No ani bulabo he Slotto. Obacho buleno. Salah, he's an untouchable in that Liverpool dressing room.
Thank you.
Get him here, no. Oba use Mohamed Salah. No, kaba galvanize other players. Isaac, one halodugba. Florent Verge, one halodugba. Image, Florent Verge, assist come po uncle. I'm in trouble. Salah, all the metrics say fair tracker. Salah is the most influential attacking player.
Hey, are you still praying?
I'm praying for Mohamed Salah. No slot with one cable.
Oh my goodness.
Say I should tell you. Don't touch my anointed.
Thank you.
Don't touch my anointed.
Thank you.
You don't touch my anointed.
Thank you very much.
And the anointed one is Mohamed Salah.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen. Christmas tree posting Salah. Matching pajamas Salah. Lead goal scorer, lead assist giver Salah.
No Salah.
Let's start the conversation on that note. So basically, an interview Mohamed Salah granted after Liverpool's last game caused a lot of uproar. Shout outs to Edem Kai, Manuel Kwache, Shiny Brother 2, aka Yahweh Jemita.
Why is Shiny Brother 1?
Charlie, Shiny Brother 1, he's been in and out. You know, he has some school stuff going on, so you'll be back very soon. Very soon. Shout outs to Coach Christopher Nimley for that invigorating prayer.
No more.
You know,
don't touch my anointed.
Let's get into it on the anointed basis. So, like I already established, Mohamed Salah granted an interview in the mix zone on how he felt he's been treated at Liverpool, dropped 3 games running, omitted from the Champions League game against Inter, but his outburst came after the 3rd game. Basically said that, in a few words, some elements within the team were trying to get him out, or some people don't want me in the team, if I should quote him. And then he also says that he feels that he has been thrown under the bus for Liverpool's poor performances. 2. 3, he says that at his level, he has earned his place within the squad and does not have to go out every week proving himself every week out. Like I don't have to do it. I have established my place. That right wing spot is mine. I don't need to go out and fight for it. And then also finally he says that he used to have a relationship with a coach, but that relationship does not exist any longer. Lots of takes about it, some controversial, some not controversial, on all sides. Coach, you have set the fire on that Salah note. So let me start off with you. What did you make of the outburst from Mohamed Salah? How have you also digested how Liverpool as a club have treated the situation, and then Arne Slot as a manager also treating the situation?
You see, to be honest with you, when Salah granted the interview, none of us saw it coming. I remember very well when I heard the interview, I said, wow, what is this? Where from this? Because I'm the same person who have sat here and said, if I'm the coach of Liverpool, if I'm in charge of Liverpool, Salah will not play every game. Not because he's lost his position, but at age 33, and what I am to demand of him, knowing what he can deliver when he's fresh and fit and ready to run, I will manage his game time. Like he rightly said, I believe so. I buy into the idea that he says he has earned the right not to fight with for his position in the team. Not with Florian Wirtz and Gakpo and those people. They have not done anything to push Mohamed Salah aside. In fact, if the team Liverpool is not playing well, Slaughter should be quick and smart enough to quickly draw Salah closer to himself, draw Van Dijk closer to himself, the senior-most players in the team, and use them to fix the problem. You don't sideline your best player on grounds that he's the reason for the drastic slump in the team's performance. You don't do that. The moment that thing was done, look, I've been thinking of late, and on sober thoughts, maybe Salah should have left after last season. Look, I'm telling you, and I'm going to say why.
Okay.
Salah, I believe, should have left. He shouldn't have renewed the contract. He should have left. Why do I say so? Ingetia, you are a Liverpool fan. When did Salah extend the contract?
I think at the end of
about 2 months to the end of the season.
Yeah.
I have never seen anywhere in the world where the best player in the team, his contract is delayed for close to a year and a half, and you got him to sign the contract with 2 months to the end of the contract, which then means that if Salah had not wrapped up the numbers that he did last season, Liverpool as a team, Liverpool as a family would have allowed him to go.
Most likely.
But Liverpool would have looked very, do I use the word silly? Not if they had not renewed the contract. Everybody would have gone that, why are you not renewing his contract? He scored over 30 goals. He's given over 25 assists. Who else in the league is wrapping up such numbers?
Coach.
Yes.
Just on that, even though it's not that they didn't have the money financially, because at that moment Trent was asking for a contract, Van Dijk was asking for an excessive contract, and in Trent's case, I don't think he particularly wanted them to match his offer, but he had put an extraordinary figure out there, and in order to, I don't think at the same time they could have given all three players what they wanted. So by Trent not going, it's to free them up financially to give Van Dijk and Salah a better deal. So that's
Salah shouldn't have been put in that class.
Facts. I agree.
You put Salah in the same class as
Trent
Van Dijk and Trent. For what reason? Salah's case is a unique case.
Salah is to Liverpool what Ronaldo was to Real Madrid,
It's a simple
and what
as that.
Messi was to
And they didn't
Barcelona.
want also
I said
on
this
Van
to you in
Dijk
the
and on
afternoon.
Van Dijk and Salah because of their age. That's also, that one was also given.
That's what
And
I'm
given
saying.
their
That upon
performances this
second thought,
season.
Salah should have left. Because the way Liverpool has behaved in this matter, do you think Salah just came out and said what he said?
You think there are things that have gone on behind
He
the
has
scenes?
gone back and reflected on the situation. And Salah will never come out
He barely speaks.
to say the sort of thing he said if truly there were people in it. There are some element in the higher hierarchy of
because
Liverpool.
we've seen him show emotion. And,
Yes.
and Jurgen Klopp says something that struck me. He says that Salah is not an easy player to manage, but he's also not a hard player to manage.
Exactly.
He says you only have problems with him when he doesn't play
That's right.
or you take him off in a game.
And all he said, I want to play my football.
That's all.
I want to play for the team I love.
Yeah.
Why are you depriving me? Not when I am losing my position to a Gakpo and Isaac and Florian Wirtz and those people. Me no me try. So it is clear that Arne Slot is being used as the agent to execute a certain plan from the hierarchy of Liverpool. Some people there, like Salah rightly said,
Some elements don't want him in the
don't
club.
want him in the club. Because I was asked, why did they delay that contract to the last 2 months before they got him to sign? Manuel has just tried to Nicodemously explain why. But Salah's case is a unique case.
Yep.
At age 32, 33, the man is scoring 34 goals in the league season. He's given over 25 assists. You put him in the bracket of Arnold and Cole.
So, but if I'm right too, like I said, this is the biggest contract Liverpool have ever handed out. So,
He-
who is 32?
he has
Over
earned the right.
400,000 pounds a week.
He's ended.
Liverpool's
see,
best player in the last 9
At
years.
which year? When was the last time a Liverpool striker wrapped up the sort of numbers Mohamed Salah wrapped up? When?
Luis Suarez before he left to
What
Barcelona.
did he scored high?
scored 32 goals. He
No,
scored
but
32
Salah's
goals
level of consistency, Suarez come nowhere closer. Suarez only did
Suarez-
that in 1 season.
2 seasons.
2 seasons. How many goals did he score in 2 seasons?
I'm not
this-
saying he's operated at the
No,
same
so
level.
don't
Salah
even bring
deserves
Suarez
what he,
inside. Salah is in a different level.
See, me, I've said it. Salah is to Liverpool
What
Messi
zero?
was to Barca, what Ronaldo was to Real
That
Madrid.
is the fact.
I said this thing to him
Finish.
this afternoon.
No
I said this thing
comparison
him
to anybody.
That's what Salah is to
No,
Liverpool.
look, Suarez was there. What did he win with Liverpool? Sabi Taflate. Shamopulu Boye wo. Chamopulu. Do you know what Chamopulu is?
It's okay, don't explain it. It's fine, don't
He
explain
couldn't
it.
win that with Liverpool. He couldn't win that with Liverpool. Your so-called Gerrard legend. What did he win with Liverpool?
Nada.
One year, hey.
One
there's
Champions
a
League.
Champions
One
League.
Champions League. Salah
There's
has
a
one
Europa-
Champions-
there's a
He
Europa
couldn't
League
win the
as
league.
well.
He couldn't win the league
Salah has won the league twice.
twice. So the point I'm making is that how can you silence your best player? So I'm happy because I told them that, look, I even said it here on the Republic. Like, I even expected Salah to play against Inter Milan straight away because this is no problem for negotiation. And you know what? All the people who have spoken on the matter, do you know those who I believe have spoken the truth?
Who are those?
Ferdinand and that former Arsenal player.
Paul Merson.
Messi. What?
Yeah. I really enjoyed his
They
Salah.
have dealt with the matter the way it should be dealt with. As for Thierry Henry and co, who are you?
Thierry Henry was
at
comparing.
Barcelona. Who are you?
Who are you at Barca?
Who are you at Barcelona?
Thank you very
Now
much.
Mojibo at Barcelona.
Thank you very much.
Messi may you okay Thierry Henry. Now Mojibo, who are you at Barcelona?
Comparing apples and oranges.
Ashok.
I was so disappointed in his
Henry,
submission.
bad, you are Barcelona again. You when you were at Juve at your very tender age self, they were sacking you. You said they should loan Del Piero. You could open your mouth and tell
they
the
should
people
loan
they should
Del
loan Del
Piero.
Piero. You have you forgotten? What do you mean by that? Look, as for Ferdinand, he said it the way it should be said. Paul Mercy, he said it the way it should be said. And I'm sure if this player has been consistent for close to 8-9 seasons, let's say the only time he's not as consistent as ever, you can't stand by him. You want to? That's why the man said he's been thrown under the bus because since Salah was not given time to settle at Liverpool. True or false? First game,
Off the mark.
off the mark.
Yep.
What Liverpool are experiencing with Mohamed Salah, they have never experienced it with him in the past 8 to 9 seasons. True or false? So the only time this player does not meet or match up to his own high standard, you've thrown him under the bus. That's what the man said. If he's been thrown under the bus. And I've looked at, why would he say so? Look, the fact still remains that he has done so much for this team. This is the time the team is supposed to stick by him. But if you are building a new team of completely new front men, who would you want to
Usher them in.
It's your best player. Instead of Arne Slot to look at himself and talk to his Dutch people they should stop catching the ball in the 18 and defend like they should be defending. He's rather apportioning the blame. Salah didn't track back. So, and listening to some of the Liverpool fans cry, I'm shocked. When was the last time you saw Salah tracking back? He has never done that.
The level of hypocrisy I have heard.
He has never done that. That is why whenever Liverpool is being attacked, Salah stays there. So when the ball gets to end of the player or it gets to Alonso, one time long transitional pass, Salah is going to score. How many times have we not seen that? So all of a sudden they've forgotten about the way the team used to play.
They say that once he's playing polish, come and sit down like everybody else.
I'm shocked.
Wow.
This is a player
I can't imagine that being
didn't give
Cecilio.
you the chance to even talk about him needing time to settle.
Barely. In fact, in the last couple of seasons,
He never did
if you
that.
talk about 9 seasons, the times when
He has scored on every opening day
we've talked
since
about
he
Salah
walked into Liverpool.
probably being in bad form that requires dropping in 9 seasons, probably
This is the
twice. Probably twice.
And
those
The
seasons,
Jurgen Klopp time, I think Klopp benched him a couple of times. So, but even that was nothing significant.
his worst seasons have been
Klopp didn't bench him
18 league goals
with
and
the
I think 19 league
intention
goals.
that he's losing his position.
Yeah.
Maybe he benched him tactical reason, just have a rest. And anytime he got benched, when he came back, he just opened fire. He just opened fire on everybody. Why can't you stick with him for once? Has he asked, or is he asking for so much that Liverpool as a team couldn't do it for him? So for me, I'm happy they've resolved the matter. I told somebody earlier today that when the news came that Slot say he's going to meet, he's meeting with him, and then they will finally come out with the. I was telling somebody earlier on. Somebody called me and said, "What if I was the one in charge?" What I said, first of all, if I was the one in charge, we will not even be here. Assuming I'm the one in charge and we are here. There's only one solution to the problem. If the manager doesn't want to get himself sacked, he better fix the problem with Mohamed Salah and unleash Salah tomorrow against Brighton. Unleash him to the rest of the world. We all know what he's capable of doing. And tell Florent Wirtz and co, when they get the ball and Salah shows up, they should give it to their boss.
Thank you.
Give it to your boss. Isaac Mekanibi,
Give it to your boss.
Give it to your boss.
Oh,
Don't
terrible.
panic at all. The moment you see the Egyptian king, the African king, you give it to your boss.
Your
Thank
boss
you.
is here.
The Pharaoh.
The Pharaoh, give it to
Give
him.
the ball to Pharaoh.
He's anointed. He's blessed.
Thank you.
He will deliver.
Thank you.
Antiques come, no end product. Give it to Salah. That is where the end product is guaranteed. And Slot, you just sit down and stop sweating from your head. It just calm you. Salah will calm you down. Tell Van Dijk and co, they should defend properly.
Thank you.
They should look sharp.
Thank you.
Gakpo should cross the ball to Salah. Everybody give it to Salah. Everybody give it to Salah. Salah has earned the right. He's got the record. He can deliver. Give the ball to Salah. Tactically, Mr. Slot, get Salah closer to goal. This time, he's had the least touches in the 18-yard box. True or false? True. So what do you expect?
That is a coaching
It has
problem.
to do with the coaching. It has to do with
is
the
a
shape
coaching
of the
problem.
team. How do you set up your team and take your best goal scorer, take him away from the goal?
Liverpool
Coaching man, no.
Liverpool coach all the time. The tactics end up with the best chances falling to Cody Gakpo.
Cody Gakpo.
That should tell you all you need to know about the
Untrue,
coach.
he's not up to the level. Then you say your opponent didn't tell you how they will play. What sort of coach is
That
this?
guy, we don't even talk about him.
Is better.
Yeah, Besakin.
Better they solve the problem.
Yeah, let me
Salah
talk to you.
is
You
there.
seem to have an alternative opinion on this entire Salah matter. Let's hear it. Let's hear what you have to say.
Where do I even start?
Hey, when you start there, you have plenty things to say,
where do I
pal.
even start?
I think it's a mistake. It's a big mistake letting Mo Salah back in the team.
Hey,
At least
that's where you are starting from.
Oh yeah, at least before the AFCON. Look, if you are going through hell, keep walking. If you are going through hell, keep walking. Why are you turning back? Turning back to what? You've already taken the decision. You've already bent the bridge. He will never trust this team again. He will never trust this manager again.
Facts.
So why are you backtracking on this decision?
Stand on business.
Because Salah is Liverpool.
No,
Liverpool, Salah, not Slotto.
Y'all said stand on business.
No, because since he got dropped from the starting lineup, they've played 4 games in all competitions. They've won 2. They've drawn 2.
Yeah.
They've not lost.
Average performances. Average results roundup.
But before then, what was the record? They had won just 1 in 7 games with him.
On time bomb.
No, with him in the starting lineup.
So you are blaming him.
You get no. I'm not blaming him. You see, that's the mistake that a lot of people who make the argument for Mo Salah make. He's not being blamed for the team's poor form. No,
So
he's not being blamed.
So then what is he? What's happening?
It is making a statement.
So then he's right when he says he's been thrown under the bus.
The thing is, if you are the face of the team, and you aren't performing, the team isn't performing, and the manager wants to send a message across, does he do it with Florian Wirtz? Does he do it with Szoboszlai? Does he do it with Ryan Gravenberch? Which player would a statement be made out of?
But the statement is he's been thrown under the bus.
No, he's not
Let
being
me
thrown
ask
under
you
the
a
The
bus.
statement that is being made.
No, but let me bring
Hold
it
on. Let
domestically.
ask a quick question so you
Let
can
me bring it
continue.
domestically. And I cited this last week. If your parents are out of the house, they come back and the car window is smashed. You and your siblings, you are the oldest. Who is your parent going to first? Would you go to the youngest?
Of course not.
Even if he is the one responsible, he will go to the oldest.
But yeah,
He will go to the oldest.
Let him
You
finish.
get it? He will go to the oldest. That is the link. Because at the end of the day, Liverpool wasn't doing well.
that is
We needed to make.
team.
Yes, it's a team sport. We needed to make a change. How do you go about the change?
You sack your best player.
You go about the change by making a statement, and the
By
statement
benching
is
your best
that
player.
look, you need to ensure that everyone in the team works hard, and to ensure that the team works. And when you look at the work rate, I mean, it was so clear that Mohamed Salah's work rate was questionable. No one can deny
And
that.
the way it has been
The
since
work rate
last
has
season.
been questionable for 3 seasons.
It has been-
It hasn't affected anything.
No, because at the end of the day, Liverpool back in the day, they had players who could make up for Mohamed Salah's
So ask
inconsistent when it comes to work rate.
to do the right way.
But now they are in transition. And if you're in transition, don't you look up to your best player to be able to carry the transition
At
on?
age 33, you should be running all over
You
the
get
place.
it? He's not being able to do so. And so you move him to the bench, and not necessarily like you are casting him out. That's the mistake that Mohamed Salah
But
made.
if you bench me 3 games,
3 games.
and then there's a game where you are making a change, you can't score goals. You look at me, I'm on the bench, and you leave me on the bench.
Wait.
You are clearly doing something wrong.
No, at a point that Slot had a chance to make a change, Liverpool were leading by 2-0.
That's the
2
one
goals
reason
to
why
1.
you should bring Salah on.
Then he wanted to protect his league, because at the end of the day, Mohamed Salah hasn't been prolific, the most prolific
Who
this
has been
season.
prolific?
You get it? And so you protect it by bringing in Wataru Endo. It's a football decision. It's a football decision.
Endo is right under the bus with Salah. If you think-
Exactly, but he's also right under the bus with Salah. But have you seen him complain?
He's no Salah. He's not the context
I
is not
get
the
it.
same.
I get it. But at the end of the day, Slot had to make a decision. It's a football thing that was going on. He had to make a decision, and so he decided to go with Wataru Endo and leave Mohamed Salah on the bench.
Backfired.
How did it backfire?
Let me
At the
tell
end
you
of
how
the
it
day,
backfired.
It didn't backfire because they didn't lose.
No, but from a winning position, they dropped the point.
Yes, they
Could
dropped the point.
could he have also said that? If you look at the way Leeds United were coming at them, could he have brought Salah on to push them backwards? Because the next goal was the most important goal in the game.
That's a fair argument. But at the
Yes.
end of the day,
Let's make progress.
At least United were more men forward.
Okay.
If you bring in Mohamed Salah, what is
Exploit the spaces.
what are the chances that Mo Salah will contribute defensively? to be able to aid the pressure.
He's not going to defend. Win the ball, give it to him, go and score the third goal. Game over. Finish.
When he's not in the most prolific
But
form.
but you see, no, but hold on,
No,
but you see,
he's like immortal right now.
he's your most
He's not a
trusted.
god, though.
He's
These
your
days he's not a god.
hold on, he's your
Who is
most
a god in that Liverpool
no,
team?
hold on. He's your most trusted source of goals. If you want reliable goals in this Liverpool team, nobody gives you a more trustworthy source of goals than Salah.
True, that's true, but not this season.
Who does?
I
The
mean,
season
not
is-
this
the
season.
We are just like quarter way to
Exactly, a quarter.
And even to be
quarter way
honest,
through
the last game in which Ekitike came and scored twice, that was literally just him bypassing Salah as the club's top scorer for the season. Before then, Salah was the team's top scorer,
That's
even
it.
though he had not been
But
scoring.
how many minutes had even Ekitike even played?
We can nitpick
You
all
get it,
we
you
can
get it.
nitpick all we want,
So,
but he was still the team's top scorer.
Well, fair. And I'm saying that, like you said, we are a quarter way through the season, and what perfect time to make a change or make a series of changes than this time? Well, you want it to be done midway through the season or 3/4 through the season? This is the time to make it.
So fair
and
point.
at the end of the day, if I'm Mo Salah, and Steven Gerrard mentioned that he believes that when Mo Salah sit back and thinks about this, he'll go like, yeah, I messed up on this one. And it's true, because for footballing reasons, 7 games with you in the team, Liverpool lost 6 out of those 7 games. They benched you or they moved you to out of the starting lineup. They've played 4 games in all competitions. They've won 2 games and they've drawn. They haven't lost.
Okay.
You get it? So there's a fair point to be made from the football standpoint. That's one.
Okay.
Then on top of that, you Mo Salah, the timing of that interview, it was flat out wrong, because they moved you out of the starting lineup and all of a sudden the team is doing better in terms of the results that they are getting. That should have even that should have even put you off from making that statement. Yes, you have all the right in the world.
Did you see the nature of the draw that you're qualifying as positive?
Bro, at the end of the day,
They lost to, they considered they were 2-0 up, they considered to 2-2.
At the end of the
went
day,
3-2 up and couldn't hold on to it and drew 3-3.
At the end of the day, the result is what matters. They play 4 games without Mo Salah in the starting lineup.
That's the point.
They've won 2. They've drawn 2. That is their basic argument.
In this season, they've won more games than Mo Salah in the starting line.
And they've drawn 2.
So Salah they are better off without Salah.
Salah
that's
is
what
the
you're saying.
problem.
At this point in time, yes. Because, look, at the end of the day, the sample size is out there for all to see. And on top of that, he doing that,
9
what
years
he
versus
did,
4 games.
the interview that he did, honestly, it has broken a lot of trust in that Liverpool team, and it will never be the same. And so for me,
who cares
bringing him back into this lineup or this squad, it's a big mistake. At least before he goes to the AFCON. If you keep him out of the team till the AFCON is done, you let the emotions die down a little bit, and you bring him back, that's all fair.
They don't bring him back before the AFCON. He have played his last game. He'll be gone.
Once you are taking this decision, for me, it's a big mistake. Let him stay out of the team. Let him go to the AFCON, enjoy his time with Egypt in the AFCON, and let it be a situation where you review it. His time between now and the time he go and the AFCON, the end of the AFCON, wherever Egypt finish, it's a big review session, because already we have 4 games without you in the starting lineup. And the results have been 70% good, because they won 2 and they've drawn 2. If they leave him out of this Brighton and Hove Albion game, and let's say they win or they draw, then he goes to the AFCON, and they keep on drawing on winning games.
Tomorrow, if they lose, it's his fault.
Then the sample size is clear.
I don't understand.
Let him go.
I don't understand.
I'm not saying you see. I'm not saying that
I
it's
say
his fault.
tomorrow, if he plays and they lose, it's his
No,
fault.
but even Anis Lord, you hear what he says in press conference before you move on. That once he's replaced Mo Salah in that starting lineup with another midfielder, it gives them more men behind the ball, and that is what they need.
And the point
once
is,
you're able to defend your goal, once you're able to defend your goal and prevent goals from coming in, you build confidence and you'll be able to win
what
games.
is Florent Wirtz doing in this team? Florent Wirtz.
You see, for me, right?
I love how Coach Pedal.
Let me just move on.
He's not always a starter in this lineup.
Let me just-
Against Inter
what is
Milan,
Gakpo?
who was the one who started on the right?
It literally took for me, right? That's the double standards of Liverpool and Slot that annoys me the most in this whole matter. Because, like I'm saying, like you already mentioned, everybody in that front line has been rotated except the Dutch guy. And until he got injured, he was never going to get rotated. I mean, what sort of football does Cody Gakpo play that requires him to play 90 minutes every week, where everybody's getting rotated? And we all watch Cody Gakpo. He's thinking up the joint game after game. And it's not things that we are dumb. So Cody Gakpo plays a horrible game. He scores one goal to rescue a draw for Liverpool, and then he's asked at the post-game press, and he says that he believes that Gakpo had a good game. Boss, Charlie, we're not illiterate, so like this is not like the Stone Age where like nobody like we're watching the football. I'm watching the football. Salah is watching McAllister. McAllister has been rubbish this season. Has McAllister been rotated out of the lineup? Yes, he plays literally every game. He plays literally every game. Yeah, stop this. It is not any significant. Has he sat out 3 games? Has he sat out 3 games? Has McAllister sat out 3 games? No, I'm asking you a question. You see, there's when we are saying, I'm not talking about bench him 1 game, bring him in 20 minutes, the next game he's playing. No, Salah has sat out 3 games. Has McAllister sat out 3 games? No. What has Gravenberg done this season to warrant him not getting rotated?
He came off the bench and he played.
Gravenberg.
Just
Alexander Isak. What has Isak done to warrant not getting rotated? Cody Gakpo. What's this guy's name? Florian Wirtz. See, Van Dijk should be on the bench.
Because they don't have options in that position.
And that right wing position, Liverpool don't have anybody for that. Who do they have over there? Who do they have on the right wing?
We don't have a right winger.
But they don't have a right winger.
Name another right winger in the team.
They don't have a right winger.
They don't have a right winger.
But we have 3 left wingers, 1 right winger. The right winger has been rotated, and the left winger, who we have our 2 best players on the bench.
But the Inter Milan game gave us the perfect scenario for how this team should move.
From that performance,
bro, they beat Inter Milan
1-0 penalty in what? How many minutes to go?
Penalty that shouldn't even be given as a penalty.
I'm surprised. Let me find your point. Let me take Manuel's thoughts on the matter.
I think on the issue in particular, I think like you said, the main thing we have to go back is the Arne Slot of it all.
Yep.
Because to begin with, Arne Slot isn't even in this. A lot of things revolve around him. Without Salah, he doesn't win the title last season.
Thank you.
Without the form that he's he's a manager of the team. Without the team's form this season, Salah isn't benched. This whole problem with Salah doesn't come about. And I don't like the way he's addressed the issue since he spoke about it. He's been quite defensive. And his first pros match, he came out and said he's not weak, he's a strong man. And if people think he's weak because he's a very kind and like soft person, that's not how the case should be. And I was slightly surprised by his tone of the voice. Then he was doing an interview. And I think he also spoke about how the decision, like he was part of the decision. He made the decision that Salah should be part of the Inter Milan game. I read the club's communique on the issue, and the club said that just to have like Salah has been omitted for this game, and it has nothing to do with further. As in, beyond this game, he's been omitted for this game, but further on, those discussions will be had about whether he'll be included in the team or not. Arne Slot came out and made it sound like it was his decision. He had decided that he had to drop Salah, and it was almost like a disciplinary measure, which I didn't think was helpful for the situation. During the week 2, he was having a discussion with, I think, Clarence Seedorf, where he asked whether the player know he made a mistake, and he said that
and he did make a mistake. Yes,
he did
fair.
Let's not split hairs over that. Let's move.
That's up to debate. And then he questioned whether the initiative should come for him, whether he should reach out to Salah, or whether Salah should reach out to him. And that's where, because if you remember when we were talking on the Republic of Football last Friday, I mentioned that I think he's picking a battle with Salah that he's not going to win. That there's no need for him to be now addressing, like speaking about dropping Salah for 3 games in a row. And after that, Salah went and did the explosive press conference. And the way he's been speaking about the issue since that time has been very much he's been defensive. I think in his press conference today, he was a bit better about the issue, and he said that he will speak with Salah after the press conference, and any decision that happens for the Brighton game will be based on that. But I think Slot is trying to make this, he's picking up an issue with Salah, and I think he just, like you said, he's discounting all that Salah has done for the team since he's been there. And
nonsense double standards.
And the fact is Salah is at a quality, and Salah has done enough for this team that, like you said, he's allowed to have a bad run of form. The only problem is that his bad run of form is coinciding directly with Liverpool's bad run of form. But like I said, that bad run of form wouldn't be there initially if Slot could have different tactical solutions to the problem. That's why I'm surprised that how the call of a sudden things that Slot's tactical changes are having good effect on the team. After we've been through the whole season and I've seen him make different changes.
Liverpool
the time he takes Salah out of the team, that is when
you were calling for changes. The man has made changes, and now the changes have resulted in them not dropping a game in 4 games.
I think it's purely circumstantial.
We sat here consistently and called on Arne Slot to make changes to the squad, especially the starting lineup. The man has made changes. He's now playing 4 midfielders, including that game against Inter Milan. He's now playing 4 midfielders, moving 1 midfielder to the right side and playing more or less like a right winger. And it has brought about 4 games.
I get what you're saying.
We still complaining.
Yeah, the problem is, even if he plays 10 midfielders, Salah's position still remains in the team.
The problem is that the sample size, the devil is in the detail. The sample size of the games that are being used is not fair, because if you watch Liverpool, and I'm dying on this hill, Liverpool haven't played 1 good game this season. They played against West Ham.
You called the game against Inter Milan
Nuno Espirito's West Ham United, in a game where West Ham picked up a red card. Liverpool were not dominant in that game. West Ham were just wishy-washy. They were just poor opposition. And if you look at West Ham's position on the league table, it tells you all you need to know. Then you can talk about that game against Sunderland. How good were Liverpool in that game? Please tell me if you watch that. Liverpool were extremely poor in that game. Extremely poor in that game. And they needed a Nodi Mukiele own goal to literally rescue a point.
In both games that they've won, they've had to score about the 80th minute. It hasn't been good the whole game. They've had to score a last minute.
That is not managerial genius to me. That looks to me like a team that is literally like ashamed to be losing.
And that's fine.
They need to rescue themselves, because at this point the losing has become shameful.
Now imagine being Salah in this position and you are dropped, and people are trying to pretend that it's not being made to look like you are the problem. You have been taken out of the team.
That's what
and the team is being made to seem function wise, and now Salah is being looked like the paranoid one who can't see.
Against like they are not selecting. Van Dijk won the ball. He was in red. He handed the ball over to the Sunderland player in blue.
He could easily take the cap for Liverpool's worst player this season. Easily.
Of course.
Van
Dijk. Easily. Let me take more thoughts.
I want to tackle it from this vein. Okay. When we started the discussion, Ben made a point about Salah being what Cristiano Ronaldo is to
Real Madrid,
what Lionel Messi was to
what Rooney was to Manchester United.
So, like, kindly follow me. So that's the first points down. Okay. The second points down will be communication. Okay. Then the third will be how everything is unraveling. So Salah is what Leo and Ciro are to Madrid and Barcelona. That's at Liverpool. Salah is heading to an AFCON. If you want to paint a situation where Salah is the bad guy, you don't start benching him 3 games before he goes to the AFCON to make a point. You have ample time to do it.
You have a whole month.
You have a whole flipping month to do it when he's at the AFCON. First points down.
Could have done it in that way.
You start doing that before the AFCON, then the second point comes in, communication. You do not under any circumstance tell the player why he's sitting on the bench.
That is suicidal. That is criminal.
A star player.
Coaches like Ferguson, thank you for this, like Jurgen Klopp, like Pep, they will explain to the player.
And I'll further give context with the manager who granted a press conference ahead of his game for the weekend, Hansi Flick. He spoke about the fact that when he benches players who don't see minutes, he goes to them to explain why they didn't see minutes. Rashford got explanations for why he's not seeing minutes in the last few games, and Rashford replied,
lone player Rashford.
And Rashford replied to him that, coach, it's okay if the team is winning. You do not do that to Mohamed Salah
at all.
He's earned too much credit at the club to warrant that type of behavior towards him.
Bench him without any explanation.
I want to see a lot of things that Liverpool fans will be upset with, but
I think that people are saying that moves from Salah was calculated, like he knew what he was doing when he went to the end zone. I think what Slot did was also calculated. This amount who's going through torrid form.
It's a chess game.
He is trying to deflect from the team. He is trying to find something else that he can use other people will point out. And other people are trying to pretend like they can't see what's happening and that Salah is being paranoid. And that's what I don't understand.
As for me, this is a long game with this for me. 2 things, right? I'm surprised they've called him back for this Brighton game. I thought they were going to let it play out until he left.
I mean,
for
that
the
hasn't been
AFCON.
confirmed. When the team sheet comes out before Brighton, they will know whether it's confirmed.
Well, but
he says
at least they say they are not
he's
dropping
willing to
him.
Speak to him.
They're not dropping him. They say they
But
are.
if they drop him before the
bringing him.
Brighton game, I think because he mentioned in that interview that he had called his mom to come and see him play at Brighton.
I said I've been just like putting myself in Mohamed Salah's shoes. If Mohamed Salah doesn't get picked for the games before the AFCON and he goes to the AFCON, I think there's a good chance that he would have played his last game for Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think there's a very solid chance that if he leaves to the AFCON and he's not played, there's a good chance that he'll probably not come back. And that will be disastrous for Liverpool. Not just on
You treat a legend like
a
this.
Salah level thing.
What?
Good. But then every other star player you want to sign will look at you funny and be like, You know, right now, based on the treatment that Salah is getting, based on what side of the arguments you lie, a lot of people are saying that, you know what, Trent was right to actually leave Liverpool anyway. Because
only time
if this is
Salah
how
shows a bad
if
form,
this is how
let's
you
show
treat your
it.
legends, then I don't know. And also, there's one thing that's missing in all the reportage, I think that something has happened behind the scenes that we are all not privy to. I'm very sure of it. Look, I've watched Mohamed Salah over the years. Like I'm saying, I don't think he's the most easy person to deal with, but I also don't think he's an unreasonable person.
No.
He's not the kind of guy who just goes out and says things like, I feel like I have been thrown under the bus. I feel like I don't need to go out there. Those are very like poignant statements.
Yes.
Like
Well-
you don't just say those things.
Well, the rumors are for Salah, it seems like there are too many things happening too fast at Liverpool
That is it.
with how things are changing in the
That's it.
culture of the club
That is
and
it.
where the club wants to move towards.
The club wants to move to the future.
Why
then don't give me a $400,000
They're
contract.
not giving him a new
Don't
contract.
give me that contract because
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
from
That's
what
I
he's
said.
saying, from what he said to, he says there are people who seem like they don't want me here, and all that doubles back to me is like I feel like people feel like he's earning too much money.
And I know,
and,
to understand-
and when you
I-
earn, it's true. If Liverpool, do you know how many months Liverpool thought about this money before giving this money?
That's the thing. So
If Liverpool hadn't come out, if they hadn't come out with a title and Salah hadn't come out with the numbers he had come out with,
They would
there's
have
no
allowed
way
him
he was
to go.
getting.
No, but
that's
I mean,
a-
it's down to
that's a
Salah.
business
If you
move.
remember, he was talking to Neville, and he himself was talking outwardly about
Yeah.
how he's not sure whether he'll stay.
He says
said
he-
he's 10% sure
Sure,
he'll
if he's-
stay.
good.
I think it's partly also that it could also be people in the club are moving funny because once they give you a 400,000
They are
contract
big.
and you are not performing.
You don't know what you're
They are
talking
also
about.
now thinking.
You are a club owner. Wait, you are a club owner. The guy is 33 years old and he's demanding this amount of money.
He's earned the right to demand that money.
Won't you take a bit of caution before you give him
You
the
can
money?
take the caution,
And you did
though.
that.
You see?
And you did that. You gave him you took the caution, waited to see if this guy will perform, and he performed.
He wasn't
And you
per-
gave him the money.
It's also good to
when the-
mention he wasn't performing when they gave him the contract. At the end of last season, his form from the start to the
Had
season
dipped.
had come down
Yeah.
slightly.
Exactly.
So they were. It also added
I
to
think
the
they
fact
cut out
that they were.
to public pressure.
So
And they are
so-
regretting it.
so
and
Salah
so
has
they
not
gave
got
him
the
the
So
money.
then don't take it out on me.
No, so they gave him the money for you to go and perform and show that yes, you indeed you truly deserve this amount of money
So
at
after
33.
9 years of
You
consistency,
see, it's not after 9
But
years.
you see-
It is. It's
but
like,
you
what
see-
have you done to me
No.
in the what have you done for me
No,
right
but,
now?
But the
Oh,
problem
business.
is, let's wrap this
I'm
argument
coming.
up.
1 minute. Yeah. If you are giving me a new contract, it's not as a result of things I've done.
Done.
Yes, half of
Are
it.
you saying what
wait,
you are saying?
Wait, half of it is for what you have
It
done for
cannot
me.
be half of it.
Half of it is for what you have done for me, and half of it is what you do for me.
All of it.
We are,
But
no,
what
wait,
you,
no,
but in the
no,
what you
no,
do for me, we are barely 15 games into the
coach,
season.
You are a businessman. You are the
And the
owner of a
team is
club.
generally
You are the
playing
owner of a
badly.
club.
That's my
Wait,
thing.
you are the owner of a club. You just handed £400,000 to a player.
To a player who has earned it.
No, that's the
Why
thing.
no?
It's what have you done for me lately? It's a what have you done for me lately
Yeah,
business.
yeah, yeah,
Then on that ground, they need to sack and it's not as well.
Yes, because
So what has he done for the club
Why,
lately?
have you forgotten that he was on a 3-game ultimatum?
He should be
Have
gone.
you
He should not
forgotten-
be on an
He lost-
ultimatum.
He lost 9 out of 12
He
games.
lost 9 out of 10. He shouldn't be getting a 2-game ultimatum. Why don't you hear that? You heard about this guy, and he's not getting an ultimatum.
The ultimatum is not-
If he had lost those games, wouldn't he have been
Van Dijk.
sacked?
So
He would
Van
have been
Dijk.
sacked because
So
it's,
Van Dijk.
what have you done for me lately?
Van Dijk, Van Dijk.
What has McAllister done to
Van
me?
Dijk.
Because
So
we don't
Van-
have options.
So Van Dijk.
That's the
McAllister.
thing. That's
McAllister.
the thing.
You can drop Van Dijk and play Gomez.
Wait.
You can
You
drop
guys
Van
are
Dijk
not
and
getting
play
my
Gomez.
point.
We are getting your
They
point.
have
So Van Dijk.
options in Mohamed Salah's position.
just
There's
have-
no option. Midfielders. They bring midfielders on the right side, and we've seen it happen lately.
They have options options in midfield. They can bench McAllister and Gravenberch.
McAllister, they've been benching him.
They have not been benching him. What's the number of games he's played this season? I'm coming. I'll get to his games this season.
Central defenders, do they have enough central defenders for them to bench Van Dijk? They don't have enough. What about Gomez? They don't have enough. There's Gomez. What? Gomez and Ibrahima Konate, who's even worse than Van Dijk? No.
Van Dijk has been Liverpool's worst player.
Between those two,
closely followed by Cody Gakpo.
Van Dijk is the lesser of those two. Not true.
Ibrahima Let's move it on.
Just one more point. Playing volleyball in the 6-yard.
just a general point.
Van Dijk on a corner kick, he's jumping in the air and back.
See, Liverpool have played close to like 18 or 19 games all come. They haven't played one good game. But some way, somehow, the manager has managed to make this about the club's most influential player in the last decade. I really can't believe this. There are people who say that Salah is not special and that when his form dips, he needs to go to the bench like anybody. I beg your pardon. Don't say that again. It's like saying that Messi has played 3-4 barren games and so he's the reason why the team is not performing, so he should go to the bench.
The team is conceding goals, but we keep blaming that.
But they are blaming the right winger.
Just to wrap it up on
I don't understand.
The point
like,
I didn't even finish my points.
The Messi and
the point I was really trying to make was when things like this happen, this is not the time to go pointing fingers. Arne Slot is having as bad of a season as the footballing body of the team is having. And
no, they're having a bad season because of his bad coaching. That is the bottom line.
And if anything, per the things he said after the thing happened, saying he's not weak and all of that, reintegrating him is just going to show the rest of the dressing room that you are weak. Because if he's that strong-minded a person, he stands on business.
That's what I was saying. Now you've taken the decision. You've burnt a lot of bridges. They are saying, "Oh, let's
on business."
He is not Liverpool.
He's not a serious coach.
He is fighting with the man who is Liverpool.
That is it.
So there's difference there.
Just to finish on Adam's point about, I think in modern football too, I think the more powerful you become at a club. If you notice the same thing with Ronaldo and Messi. So with Ronaldo, when he was leaving Real Madrid, he had some slight issues with Florentino Perez. Messi was unable to stay beyond Barca because of financial issues. Yeah. It seems like the more power you give to a player, the harder it is for the club then to decide when they want to move on from the player or accept when the player wants to move on.
Steven Gerrard they did it to him.
I mean, Gerrard is not at that level, and I'm a Liverpool fan.
Mohamed Salah is arguably Liverpool's greatest player of all time. Would you know that? Like all those, hold on. Let me even go there. All those they are legends. Ian Rush, King Kenny. None of them is Mohamed Salah's level.
Oh,
please, those 1970 something trophies. Those trophies where offside rules were sketchy.
Salah is not
they don't go there.
Liverpool legend than Steven Gerrard.
Go and look at the numbers. Steven Gerrard slipping when the title was on the line. Gerrard, stop.
He's cleared him.
How many Champions League does he have? How many Champions League does he have?
He has one.
Where is his Premier League trophy? Where is his Premier League trophy? 1 and 2 Premier League titles.
He has one Champions
League. Two Premier League titles.
What?
Where are your Premier League titles?
With this squad,
where are your Premier League titles?
Steven Gerrard that squad that Salah won with.
Now, as for this argument, we can make it any day.
Nobody's giving anybody.
As for this argument,
Salah has scored. The contest matters. Salah has scored the contest. The contest matters.
Steven Gerrard,
what he did for Liverpool.
See, numbers
compared to what Mohamed Salah has done.
Go and look at the ratios. Goal scoring ratios, assist ratios, trophies. There is absolutely nothing.
I'm not even looking at longevity.
I say there's
longevity.
No, you bring
Steven
it
Gerrard as a player, impact-wise.
When Liverpool needed Gerrard, he was slipping. Please. When Liverpool needed Gerrard, he was slipping. When Liverpool needed
an impactful player.
When Liverpool needed Salah to win a title, he dropped double digits in assist and goal.
Did you not see what Salah did at Istanbul in 2005?
Steven Gerrard should bring me. He should bring me his double goals and assist season.
Please. No, let's not do this. Why did you see Steven Gerrard in 2005? That final
only champion
against that AC Milan team.
Where is his Premier League title?
What did he do?
What did he do?
He scored a goal and won a penalty.
He scored a goal and he sparked that remarkable
Spark Papa Bang.
He was the one who led
Salah scored 300 goals in less time than
Salah is literally Liverpool. Like you see, that's the part
that winger.
That's the part of this that annoys me
the most. Look, and I'm saying it again. Salah is arguably Liverpool's greatest player of all time.
Thank you.
If they don't understand, they
yes.
can go and kick rocks. None of their legends are better than him. Not Ian Rush, not King Kenny, not Steven Gerrard, not Robbie Fowler.
The Kenny one gets
not a single one of them better than Mohamed Salah. The kind of carry job he's done in the last 9 years.
You said carry job.
He has literally carried this team. Somebody was
carry
saying
job that Steven Gerrard did for Liverpool.
he slipped when he needed it. Let's take a break on the show. When we come back, we'll go and talk about Xabi Alonso. Even he carried Gerrard Party in the final. We'll talk about when we come back. Let's take a break. We'll be back.
Than winning a bet? Well, with Betway's world first bet influencer feature, there is now. When you place a bet with Betway, you will generate a unique code. By sharing these codes, you will earn 4% of every wager in cash. And when word starts spreading, the returns start rising. No matter the outcome, you can score big. It's easy to create your own codes, choose your favorite teams, and send to your friends anytime, anywhere. So, what are you waiting for? Start betting, sharing, and winning with Bet Influencer. Brought to you by Betway. Watch the next video for all the details. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet the responsible way. Betway. Get way more.
New Kivo Hot Pepper Powder. Loco shoe. This advert is FDA approved. City 97.3. Accra.
Welcome back. Sports Panorama proudly brought to us by Twisco, your #1 chocolate beverage. Also by Kivo 4-in-1 Gary Mix and Betway. Let's go to the camp of Real Madrid, where in the Champions League game against Manchester City, the latest in the installments of defeats, Xabi Alonso is on tenterhooks. He's hot. Now, a quote from Zinedine Zidane had me really interested this week. He says that when he was at Real Madrid, there was one thing that kept happening that really used to annoy him, and that at Real Madrid, every time he lost one game, he would go and read Marca, and Marca would say that if he loses the next game, he'll be fired. Like, literally every time he lost a game, he'll go and see in the tabloids that he's one game away from being fired.
No,
and
so
that,
so that's when he resigned. He penned an open letter to the Real Madrid fans, accepting why he couldn't go on with the job. And it's like you said, it's because of things like that.
He says that most of the time, his players would play for him, and that they knew how the politics around the club could get very unhealthy. Now, if you look at Real Madrid's record, Real Madrid played a really good Clásico against Barcelona, where everybody said that Xabi Alonso's time at the club was going to be, the birth of a new era. He was going to bring his new ideas, blah, 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 on board. Well, fast forward, and it hasn't really played out like that. Now, if you look at the results for Real Madrid since that Clásico, it's been very sketchy. So they won that Clásico 2-1, beat Valencia 4-0, and that was just about one of the last few dominant results they had. So lost to Liverpool 1-0, drew goalless with Rayo Vallecano, drew 2-2 with Elche, beat Olympiacos unconvincingly by 4-3, drew 1-1 with Girona, beat Bilbao 3-0, lost 2-0 to Celta Vigo, and lost 2-1 again to Manchester City. And like I said, coming into the show, that Benzema quote struck me the most. He says that at Real Madrid, from what he knows, what he's learned, what he's seen, Xabi Alonso is doing a lot of coaching and little management. He needs to do more management and less coaching, because if you are hearing the reports coming out of Spain the reports say that Xabi Alonso has literally lost Real Madrid's dressing room. The big players don't respect his coaching authority, and they don't respect the level of tactical detail he's trying to bring. So he tries to tell Vinicius Jr. and co to press, like, why should I press? He tries to tell Bellingham that you need to do this. Is why should I do this? It's literally him fighting against his dressing room coach. It's become almost a toxic situation. Like they're saying, I'm not sure how many games it is, but the word out is that Real Madrid have given Xabi Alonso a game span ultimatum to succeed or get kicked out.
I think eventually he'll get sacked.
Oh,
Yeah, eventually.
you don't see him resolving the situation?
You see, he's created his own problems.
How so?
You see, his coaching has never been in doubt. And I think, like you rightly said, Karim Benzema actually struck the nail on the head. The man walks into the team, and then he believes that Garcia is better to be in that front three than Rodrigo. He believes that Endrick, a player whom Real Madrid spent over 56 million
Yeah, Charlie.
on,
Enrique is in purgatory.
is not good enough to be in this team. These are things I completely disagree with. Everybody here knows my stand on Rodrigo. I have said, Rodrigo, if I'm the Real Madrid coach, he's the number one name on the team sheet. Look, that front three, he plays, he plays. Rodrigo, he plays.
And his confidence is in hell.
You don't take. You heard what Pep Guardiola said about him after the game.
Yeah.
Pep said he walked to him and he told him how fantastic a player he is.
Pep is how do you call that?
Pep has wanted him for a minute.
How do you
too.
call that thing in NBA out? Where coaches or players are talking to individuals whom they are trying
Tapping
to tap.
up.
He's tapping him.
Oh no.
There's a
He's
word for
courting
it.
him.
It's courting or tampering.
Yeah,
They call it
tampering.
tampering. That is what he's doing. He wants to.
of course.
He wants to buy Rodrigo.
Yeah, he's wanted
So
Rodrigo for a minute.
He's wetting the ground.
In fact, it was the boy who stood his ground that he would not leave. But if Rodrigo had shown any sign,
Oh, Pep would have gone for him.
that Pep would have gone for him.
Yeah.
Now the ball that this Silvinho and Co are playing on the right. Come on and sit down, Rodrigo. Go
As for
play.
Savinho, he's on my level.
You understand?
He and I are the same.
Now, if you look at Xabi Alonso, the manner in which he has gone about managing the players has created his own downfall. You don't walk into this team until Mbappe came into the team.
Yeah.
It was Rodrigo, Bellingham, and Vinicius
Yeah.
that won Real Madrid the
Double.
Champions
They won a
League.
They were the
double.
ones, they were the ones
won the
holding the
double.
They
team.
won a double that season.
And Rodrigo's influence, you cannot just walk in there and sweep under the carpet like that. To the extent that even during the World Club Championship, this Garcia boy, this boy who,
No, so in the Club World Cup, they intentionally didn't play him because they were trying to sell him on.
that's what I'm saying. It okay, but how can your coach walk into the team? You see Garcia, you see Rodrigo,
Why-
you say Garcia is better, so he should go.
I
and
don't
play.
think I don't think that's from Jabi. I think it's the club that was
No,
trying to
you see-
find. Obviously, he had to. If he had decided to stick by
You see,
Rodrigo,
as
they
a
wouldn't have
coach,
sold him.
as a coach, you like the player. Why is the club selling the player?
Fair point.
You see, he just came, and I like the player. Why?
Yeah.
If he just brought me on board,
Yeah.
I like the player. I want
He
to work
can
with him.
insist. He
I'm
can insist
going
he
to
wants
work with
it.
him.
Yeah.
Why are you going trying to sell him? It's
And to
unacceptable.
be fair, Garcia did quite well at the Club World Cup. He
You see,
scored about 4 goals.
Rodrigo's level, Garcia comes nowhere closer. Rodrigo, look, he's a big game player. The temperament of that boy is super good.
And they've ruined his confidence.
Super good. All of a sudden, he just gets swept under the carpet. Now you see him to be worthy to rescue a situation when your main man has not gone off due to injury. Look, when Henry came on in the game for less than 10 minutes, anytime he touched the ball, you could see, okay, this is class. This boy, small boy on the ball. He's class.
He's a little raw, but you can definitely tell that he has talent.
He has talent. He's very direct. And you kept Garcia in the game for close to 80-something minutes. Onye she. Efe noko. Enye mi keke. And then, on the day, do you know what actually caused them? They were too anxious. Look, in that second half, if that was Don Carlo would have just pocketed and then give the shots and would have given them those looks.
The eye.
Just the eye. See, Alonso needed to come and tell, calm down.
Yeah.
Because there were several times in that game, in the second half, all they needed to do was to calm down. Look, I fell in love, or I felt the absence of Modric. I felt the absence of Toni Kroos.
My goodness, Toni Kroos.
Because they would have just, look, don't push it, don't rush it. Let's calm down.
There's nobody. They don't have a single player in that team. Not a single player capable of doing it.
Calm down. Alonso. And me, shocking because when he was a player, he was one of the calmest midfielder in the game. His passing, his patience, his distribution.
In fact, a player of his DNA is what Real Madrid is lacking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he should be looking at. If he was the one on the pitch, look, he would have calmed everybody down.
Just to be fair to Jabi, in the Samba, he really wanted to be Mendy before Mendy went to Arsenal. That was the player profile he was looking to affect in that midfield.
But
when they were not able to get him.
Arsenal had finished the deal long time.
Yeah,
before
but he had personal relations. So I think when he was Sociedad manager, he had worked with Zubimendi before.
Yes.
So he was. I don't know if maybe he thought that the connection would be enough to sway the boy to not go to Arsenal.
But now the boy has already given his way. The boy is not a black man. I mean, we easily switch our mind when there is, but he has given his way to Arteta.
Are you trying to talk about Sadiq Adams?
No, I'm not talking about Sadiq Adams.
Sorry.
You understand? So the point I'm making is that he's coaching, but he's not showing that figurehead of a father. Somebody whose presence will get the other guys to.
That's for Real Madrid.
And I think that's where the quote comes in, where he's doing the coaching really well, the tactics and play here and play here. He's not doing
Charlie,
as
it's
well.
not going
but
well.
Even that one is
in terms of man management and
Real
having
Madrid
control over
fired
player.
Fabio Capello for winning the league and playing ugly
see,
football.
And it comes to the thing you were talking about with Benitez the last time.
Yes,
Sometimes at Real Madrid, you need to have a certain profile to be able to manage at Real Madrid.
Like Bellingham.
yeah.
I think the earlier they work on his temperament, the better.
Better.
If you watch him in the game on
And
Wednesday,
Vinicius too, if they can find a way
yes,
to work
you
on
see,
him too.
These two are very chaotic when things are not going their way. It's because Bellingham thinks that when he's in the game, he should focus and go and score. Get him to drop deep a bit
Everybody must play their role.
and get him to play his role. Let him calm down. I don't see. Look, he's not a number 10.
But he doesn't like playing as a midfielder anymore.
Then sit him down.
Bellingham doesn't like playing as a
because
midfielder
it is
anymore.
affecting the
Since
balance
he's
of
a
the
false
team.
nine.
He the false nine Carlo used during that period.
Carlo-
That's what
but
he
if
does
I
now.
was-
But if I was him too, I'll feel like that because that was easily his best career season.
But like I keep
Carlo
saying,
at
that
the time
position
had
can't work
no
with
choice.
Mbappe. Yeah, exactly. Once
Carlo
Mbappe
at
is in the
time had
team,
no
it can't
Carlo
work.
didn't have a
Mbappe is
striker.
there now, and there are people who can play in the role.
Yeah.
Withdraw him because that was where he made his name. At Dortmund, where was he playing?
Yeah.
He was playing as a number 8. Somebody like Bellingham, look, over the stretch of the season, roughly 8 to 10 goals and some few assists. It's a success for him. I don't know what has gotten into his head. He thinks that even on the pitch, he's ready. Look, he was forcing the issue. There were times where he should come on, show
Who is
maturity.
Bellingham?
Yes.
Yeah.
Show maturity in your composure. Calm down. Play it around a bit. Because look, this Man City team, defensively, I think they were not solid on the day.
They are not.
They were not solid on the
suspect
day. It
all
was
season.
Real Madrid who didn't show class. The composure, the calmness in the final attacking third to punish. Real Madrid didn't show that. And for me,
and they can't
look,
press
Alonso will have to quickly. This is what I would have done. I would have called a meeting to speak to some individuals
Okay.
in the team. There's nothing wrong with apologizing to your player. if you think you've not handled the situation well.
Real Madrid.
Okay? Somebody like Rodrigo, you need to build his confidence because that boy has shown on countless occasions that when things are not going on well for Vinicius and Mbappe and co, he is the one who rescued the situation.
And he has been very graceful about being very poorly treated all season.
Because he loves the club.
Yeah. He's been very, very
how
graceful.
can you be
about it.
thinking about taking Hendrick on loan and keeping Garcia? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Alonso.
Somebody like Garcia should be sent on loan somewhere to go and develop and come back. And then call the senior players. I think one thing they're lacking to is proper leadership. On the pitch.
There are no veterans in the team.
Players
I mean,
like
it's
Rudiger
Carvajal,
and Co,
but he's
who
injured a
should
lot.
be-
There's
Who
that.
should be very experienced. Rudiger now should be playing as an experienced player.
Rudiger.
But just Nyansani of
Oh!
I don't know of him.
Rudiger. One
As
speed.
to
One
how-
speed Rudiger.
How,
He's in
how
the
he
Calvin
allowed
Bassey.
Erling Haaland to get in front of him.
I want to find an example of who Rudiger
Oh,
is.
He's like, that's what I'm saying. He's in the Calvin Bassey, those.
Oh, no, don't
No,
disrespect
Bassey
Rudiger
they
like
say
that.
Afin or back.
Rudiger
has played
in fact,
enough
is he-
football
Rudiger is one
at
of those
club
guys.
and international level.
Oh no, he's a good
Rudiger
player, but
plays,
he is not count.
You know how Rudiger plays his football? He plays football like he was given a certain template when he was growing up. And that template, when he's going to play a game, he lifts the template. If it fits, you have a good game. Whenever the template
You
is
see,
different from what
What
he
he
was
knows,
taught,
yeah.
You see,
Trouble.
2 seasons ago, was it 2 or 3 seasons, when
trouble.
he dealt with Erling Haaland properly. You remember?
Yeah.
In that game where they won,
Yeah.
he physically dealt with the boy. So now, Manima handle it.
To be honest,
Many
Rudiger
man-
Rudiger is good against physical players. When he meets players who are a little smart, brainy, and don't want to get involved in like tackles and shoulder
And
badges.
he's completely useless. Look, if they don't take it, they'll lose again this weekend.
Let me check the fixture for you.
I don't
They're
know
playing
whether
Alaves.
Mbappe will be back. You don't want to. Look, it's a World Cup here. Didier Deschamps will be calling. Young man, if you're not fit, don't push the matter. Don't force the matter.
Yeah. So they have Alaves this weekend.
Yes,
Away
I'm
from home.
I'm expecting Vinicius, the 3 Brazilian boys in attack. Hendrick, Vinicius, and Rodrigo. Just supply. They will do the do.
Oh.
Put that Garcia boy, let him sit somewhere. Ishako.
Oh.
And Alonso, speak to Bellingham. Let him calm down. He should see himself as one of the constructive midfielders in the team.
Yeah.
Occasionally, on the blind side of the opponent, he can join the attack when he sees the chance, when he sees the opening. But the moment is that he should come back and revert and keep the shape of the team. Because some of the goals they are conceding, look, the back line, they are no longer pacey. If the Hodgson ball, what's the name? The one the bottom.
Hodgson.
Hodgson. If it's not there,
He's
let
injured,
them
and
check.
he's injured, and they don't have a timeline for his return.
Are you serious?
Charlie, the things that are happening at Real Madrid this season.
I think they are in 6.
Let me take y'all's opinion on the Xabi Alonso situation. To sack him or to keep him, will he come good? Is this a rescuable situation?
Oh, he'll definitely come good, but I don't think he'll come good at Real Madrid because he wouldn't be given the time.
Charlie, the way you had me in the first half.
Oh no, he'll come good,
He'll
but
come
he
good, not
wouldn't
at Real
come good at Real Madrid because he wouldn't be given the time because of the club's history. Like they are impatient.
Yeah.
They don't mess around.
And they got washed by Barca literally every match last season.
Yes, they don't.
They don't sack him.
No, they'll sack him. I think they will let him go because look, Vicente Del Bosque won Champions League and still he got sacked because his demeanor on the sidelines wasn't nice.
Took us to the semi-final. They sacked him. He won the Champions League the season before.
Whoa.
Went to the semi-final the
Semi-final,
next season, and then Florentino fired
Yeah,
him.
and he got sacked because he was too laid back. Like his
God.
personality didn't match the personality
Yeah.
or the persona of Real Madrid.
Yep.
All of those things. And you mentioned Fabio Capello and all. So I think that for Xabi Alonso, he's a fantastic coach, but he needs to be like Carlo Ancelotti, where by the time he comes to Real Madrid, he'll be like Carlo, who has managed AC Milan, who has managed Lazio, who has managed Chelsea, who has
Okay,
managed...
so update on Hodgson. So they say he's been upgraded from uncertain to expected to probably return to the game against Alaves. So that's it. Yeah.
So I think that the timing of the Real Madrid move was a bit too early for Xabi Alonso looking at the politics that is involved or connected to with that team. It's not just the football. It goes beyond the football. It's about managing the egos. And in that sense, I don't think that Xabi Alonso is the guy who is cut for that kind of job. But you need someone like Carlo Ancelotti to be able to do so.
But just on that is the whole point of why he was brought in. He is supposed to be the guy who comes to give them a definitive system and a structure, because they've been used to playing with other managers who are more accommodating of their players. He's supposed to come and be able to put them in a structure.
Then it will depend on what Florentino wants.
Yeah. But you know also that Xabi Alonso is a 3-back specialist, right?
Yes.
And he's not been able to do that at Real Madrid.
Not yet. But at the end of the day, you can see that the structure is there. You can see that the tactics are there.
Yeah.
But it's about the management to ensure that there's discipline within the structure.
Yeah.
That is the problem right now. And so it will all behave on Florentino Perez. Does he stick with this long grind, quote unquote, and stay with Alonso because you know that he will come good? Or he goes the old school Real Madrid way, where you bring in a manager who will continue the system like Zinedine Zidane, who is good at management but not necessarily tactics, or like Carlo Ancelotti, who is good at management but not necessarily tactics. Which one do you go for? Because you've already
let me just debunk something before you go.
No, because you already made your bet.
Let me just debunk something before you go. I don't like this assertion that Ancelotti is not a tactical manager.
No.
Zidane.
He's a tactical manager. He's not, everyone has his or her strength.
Special, good.
Yes, that's what I mean.
But just to put it in context, because people also made it look like Zidane won back-to-back Champions Leagues by just being a man manager. I mean,
they make it sound like Zidane and Ancelotti were just on the touchline class.
I don't buy that. No, just a disclaimer. I'm just saying I don't buy that.
Like I always use this analogy. There are pastors everywhere, but we know there are pastors who are good in certain areas.
So somebody's a miracle guy.
Exactly.
Somebody's fair.
Yeah. So in that sense, I'll go. You have to go for, let's say, Carlo Ancelotti.
More man management than tactical acumen.
Yes, that's true. Or a scheme guy. There are people who are great with schemes.
Ancelotti
and plays. Like they can really scheme up a game for you and for a team. But others are not necessarily good. The American sports journalist will call a walk around guy. He's like he's a CEO. He deputizes roles and responsibilities to each and every player. You do this, and once you're able to do this,
are you saying
you'll be able to connect? You'll be able to connect with the team, with your teammates, and be able to produce the results. Exactly. But others can scheme up something on paper. They are just so good, and that's what Xabi Alonso is. Schematically, like he's super brilliant, and that's why for me, if you are going to a club like, let's say, Liverpool, after Jurgen Klopp.
Funny enough, he'll be the best guy for Liverpool now.
If you are going to a club like Liverpool, then stay like Jurgen Klopp stayed, let's say 9 years, then made a move to Real Madrid. That would have been the perfect path for me, because right now he's caught in a situation where he has to be an Ancelotti where he's not an Ancelotti. You get it? But someone like Jurgen Klopp, because of what he's done at Liverpool, he can go in there and not necessarily talk tactics per se. Just go in there, manage
the only
situation.
I've been seeing people throw Klopp into the mix. He will be miserable at this Real Madrid team. Like this Real Madrid team that don't want to run, they don't want to press. This team, if he inherits this team, they will be miserable. Unless they are ready to overhaul their midfield and some of their defense. With the way he likes his football to play, Mbappe, Vinicius, everybody must press. If you are not pressing, it won't work.
This version of Jurgen Klopp, I think he's evolved from that gang pressing. He's evolved. Before he was.
I don't think.
No, it's because his players had gotten old. Because I think Jurgen pressing needs refreshing after 4 or 5 years. Your players' legs would be gone, so you need to get new players, and that's what affected. They didn't do it too early. Started sipping it, and then whatever it is. But I get your point.
Yeah. So for me, Xabi Alonso is a great coach, but I don't think that he will last long at Real Madrid, and not necessarily because he's a bad coach, but because he's just not necessarily the best fit for this team. Especially with these players. Especially with these players. Because he's done, because he's done a fairly good job at keeping all this issues from exploding even beyond what it is now.
Yep.
Because this whole Vinicius Mbappe thing, It could have gotten out of hand.
Especially Vinicius in the Clasico. The way Vinicius walked out,
it could have
been
easily
turned
blown
to
out
something
of
else.
way out of hand.
Yeah.
But he managed it very well. But unfortunately, it still goes beyond him, and that's why I think that he might just get
I
sacked.
think he should show more faith in Rodrigo.
That's it.
That boy could be his
He
weapon.
should show faith in
difficult
dropping the
times.
players and playing others. Anyway,
every-
whatever it is, let me take your points on that.
I agree with most of the points made by Coach and Yao. I just think I think the point is that Real Madrid, some people need to the plan that you draw on paper, you need to fold and put in your pocket a little. You are at a club where they are buying players, the quality of players where most of the games you need to win, you are not winning them tactically. You are winning them by on balance of quality of players. Obviously, you need to have a tactical plan if you are going into it. But at a club like Real Madrid, especially when you are combining the ego and the Galactical culture that they have, I think the same thing seeped into players like Bellingham, players like Vinicius. So when you come to a club, you start thinking, I'm at the biggest club in the world. They wanted to sign me. I must be one of the best players in the world. I must be at a level where other players cannot match me, and that starts to impact the way you think. And now coming to create a team where you have to pick 11 of these players, and then you have to bend some of these players, all of these players who have such a high regard for themselves. At some point, you need to realize that, obviously in the big games, when you're playing in the Champions League, when you're playing against in the Classicals, you need to have your tactics spot on. But more often than not, if you're able to go into most games with motivated players who are playing in a good system and want to win the game, you probably win the game. And that's where I think Xabi Alonso just needs to adjust and realize that obviously at Leverkusen, the onus is on you to come up with something and create something. At Real Madrid, it's on you, but you're, like you said, you are just the figurehead who's supposed to guide everything and make everything happen the way it's supposed to happen. And given, like, the thing about Real Madrid and clubs like Manchester United is that your stock can go from like 100 to 0 almost instantly. And I think Alonso has achieved a lot. Let's not disregard him. He's not even a
What a new one guy.
He's not a Pirlo, to be fair. He's not someone who, or even though Pirlo had his own experience, but he's not someone who has just been thrown in at the deep end or at the big level where it's like, okay, yeah, you played for our club before, so you must know something about what our club. He's done the hard yards. He's done Real Madrid B. He went to Real Sociedad. He had his success with Bayer Leverkusen. He is a good manager. Like Gal said, it depends entirely whether they are willing to give him the time for what he wants to be successful.
If you want time there,
because he's coming. No, that, like I said, he's coming.
Real Madrid is not a place for time. Hey, time.
That's the problem.
Who is coming to give you time?
That's the problem.
1 year we are paying you top level salary. You have top level athletes at your disposal. Bring me result. What time again?
I just feel that Don made the decision to bring Alonso in without thinking through whether he was going to be able to wait the long haul. I think y'all made fantastic points about the fact that he would work, but to depend on the time Real Madrid would give him. I think Real Madrid are crossroads. I think Don Florentino brought Alonso in because he wanted something in the culture about the way Real Madrid approach football to be changed. But for those things to be changed, you need to have patience.
That's true.
You can't. He wants to eat the cake
and have it.
It's not going to work that way. So Don is going to have to decide one thing: do you want a team to have the structure? A lot of Barcelona fans look at the way Real Madrid fans look at the way Barcelona do some things, and as much as both clubs laugh at each other at the way both do things, there are some things about each other that a lot of them will wish that
they could do.
They could borrow. And I feel the same way too.
I like that fact you're making right now.
So
just let me go.
So I feel like all of this, the decision about whether these things will work or not, don't lie with Xabi Alonso. They lie with Florentino Perez.
And just on that, I think the problem is he realizes that means an overhaul of squad.
I was just about
these same players.
I was just about to come to
that. These players are not the ones who are going to.
He's been set up to fail. To be honest, you have to let if you look at Carvajal is on his final arc as a Real Madrid player. He's in the twilight of his career. His legs are gone. He's not that old, but he's been playing for so long, and he's never
at the highest level.
He's 35 now.
Yeah.
I mean, so his legs are literally gone. And then they bought Trent, whom they thought would be a monumental part of their success. Trent has spent close to 9 weeks on the sidelines with injuries. And so, even though when he's played, you've seen glimpses of brilliance, it's been like he's been just so unavailable, you can't even plan with him. So there's that. Then you come to centre back. As for the Real Madrid centre back, like I always say, I've been saying it for last week, they are a complete joke. like
Militao,
Rudiger, Militao, David Alaba, Asensio.
No, even Asensio, he's a kid.
Dean Howson.
Oh.
They are all coach.
Asensio is no good.
I've seen the Barcelona boy. He's also a kid. He's good. No, I've seen Josh Achampo. He's a kid. He's good.
Kubasi, he's a Kubasi is a special kid.
I've seen Josh. He's good, coach. As for the kid, they won't buy it. Look, if you are good enough to break into Real Madrid, if Real Madrid promote you into the first team,
he was not ready to be a first team.
Yeah, he has to be thrown into the mix.
He was thrown into the mix.
Fair.
And the big guys around him has not handled him well.
True.
No, but
When he's playing with Rudiger instead of guiding him is the one making the mistakes. When he's playing with
I said it. Look,
they are the one making the mistakes.
Alaba was one of those guys Real Madrid had really big ambitions for. He's on almost 400,000
He's
euros
also
a week.
injured.
He's
in his
almost
last
always.
year.
He's been injured like 80% of his time at Real Madrid, and they are ready to cut him loose. The only position that
Militao too has been very injury. I don't know if
he's also decent when he's fit. He's had two cruciate ligaments injuries.
I think he's Real Madrid's best defender when
No,
he's
but
fit.
for some reason, he seems to be unavailable sometimes.
He got injured in that game against Celta Vigo.
Last week.
Two cruciate ligament injuries. It's time to go.
Can we confirm what his current injuries?
I will
From
find out
last
for you
week.
real quick, and
Because
then
if that is another,
No, I think
This
that
year,
he's
I
out
think
for
he's
3 months. I don't know if. I don't think.
imagine. So then the only player who has been decent for me and consistent in that defense has been Carreras,
Yeah,
and
he's the
then
left back.
there's the goalkeeper. Then you look at the midfield, which I don't like talking about these days. Valverde looks a mix of tired, bored, uninspired.
He was
multiple
playing with
things.
Modric and Cruz.
Yeah.
Now he's playing with
he's played
Tchouaméni
too
and
many games.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the guys that
You need to probably give
They
some
need to
rest.
give some
and
rest.
they've been moving him around
That's
so
why
many
he's
passes.
right full back.
he wants
Right
to
full
be in
back.
midfield.
Doesn't
DM.
want to play that position.
Charlie, like Wabre, like I don't know why people do this, but if I'm a player and I'm consistently moved around different roles, I'll be very upset. Like that whole utility player, okay, I don't like it. Like,
Not everyone is a Johnny Evans.
which is fair. That's my thing. Like Tchouaméni is not good. Valverde has fallen off.
I'm surprised they are still persisting with Ceballos. They know he's not.
Ceballos should be at Celta Vigo or
He
Valladolid
doesn't,
by
want, he
now.
doesn't want to leave.
The
Everybody
reason
else.
why I think Ceballos is important to the team, they don't have anybody like
Oh
him.
no, exactly. So he fits that profile, but he's not of the quality to
the
be in the
small,
starting
the
11.
control midfielder.
Yeah, midfielder. Yeah, the control midfielder.
If I'm the coach,
But he's
he
not
plays in
elite
every
at it.
game.
That's the
what I'm
problem.
saying. But he's not of the quality to
The others,
be in
you
that
see,
team.
Tchouaméni plays like he's the boss.
Tchouaméni frustrates a lot of people.
I don't know whether you've seen that.
Yeah,
He plays as if I'm in charge. He's in charge. I'm in charge. But
In charge of what?
That is it. Look at his demeanor. When he's passing the ball, when he's
Eh.
running, look at Charlie Timon balls okay now.
The
When you saw
aura
Casemiro-
of Iniesta and Xavi
And
with the
you-
skill set of you
You
let
are
me know if you
supposed
say
to
it.
be
It's
looking
fine.
at the clip of Carlos Casemiro in his
So
prime.
don't disrespect Shelby like that. You know how much aura and passing range Shelby had in Shelby's prime. Don't do that.
Don't do Shelby.
If Tchouaméni has Shelby's calmness and passing range, it's not. Can you do
Tchouaméni don't have it.
Please. And so Real Madrid, before they think about pulling the plug on Alonso, they need to really address their player personnel problems. Because if you go and bring any other coach into this team is lazy. And that's the one thing I've always admired about Barcelona. Look, Barca players will lose a game, but they will not lose a game where they didn't give effort. Like you are not going to ever say that like our players played lazily, they didn't exert themselves, and never. They will run and then they will lose because maybe there were individual errors,
High
they
line.
wasted chances, played a high line, something. But it's never ever because of effort. If you watch this Real Madrid team, if there's a ball to be chased, Vinicius looking at Mbappe like, okay, that's your ball, go and chase it. Bellingham is looking at him like, okay, I thought you were going to chase that ball. Nobody's chasing, nobody's pressing. Everybody wants to do the same things. Everybody wants to be the guy at the end of the ball. Everybody wants to give the killer. Nobody wants to be tackling.
They need a little humility. Like playing for Real Madrid inflate your ego, and
it
that's
is
understandable.
good. And it is there.
But
That's why Tommy Tactics wants to leave Bellingham out of the England squad. If they leave him out of the World Cup squad, his ego will come back to Ghana. His ego will come back. He will come and land.
You go to the World Cup.
His ego will come and
He
land in
has the
Ghana.
big game temperament of all the players that they have,
Which is cool.
in that
Which is cool.
midfield.
But all I'm saying is that
He's the one.
look, Real Madrid need to get their act together. They need to do something on the player personnel side, and then let Xabi Alonso do his thing. But these players, they are lazy. They need to get their act. They need to start pressing. Anyway, let me get a few messages. This one here says, "Great show always. I have my issue with Slot in this, but in this issue, Salah goofed big time. The interview was needless at this point. It could have been in private. Pep did same to De Bruyne and is termed bravery. Mo remains a legend, no doubt, but others like Alisson, VVD, Firmino, Mane, Trent, Robertson, and co spark the new era. Let's look at the issue from both sides. One tree doesn't make a forest. All I'm saying is that, look, I don't think Salah got up one day, just being benched and said, I'm going to see this. I think there was a communication breakdown, or there was a spat between him and the manager that probably went this way. Benghazi from Ablekuma Oduman with that one. This one here says, good evening, guys. No sensible coach will build his team around a 33-year-old. When Liverpool were losing, you guys were pressing the neck of the coach. Now he has taken a bold decision that is bringing good results. Now you are complaining. Slot, do whatever you wish. At the end of the day, it is your job. I also say that four games is literally an invisible sample size.
And I'd be surprised if those sentiments are coming from Liverpool fans who have the same appreciation of Salah. Because that would be different from Premier League fans who have seen what he's done from afar.
This one here says, I agree with coach. He says Mohamed Salah is not just another player in the squad. Consistency, mentality, match-winning ability make him a special talent you build a team around. Not someone you treat like everyone else. Just like Mourinho once said at Chelsea, that Hazard needed special management because players of that caliber win you matches. Salah also deserves that same recognition. Special players need special management. This is literally just the message. But some coaches don't understand.
This is also just and this is first time managing a player of this size. He's coming from Feyenoord. So
I know
he has no experience.
He has not seen egos like this before. It's true. He has only seen players like Gakpo before. That's why he's with him. More messages. Says Liverpool's treatment of Mo Salah has been absolutely disgraceful. He's right. That bald fraud Slot threw him under the bus. You bench Salah, but in tables like Gakpo gets game time. Fair. Says Liverpool and Casa, that you never walk alone gimmick be fraud. You will walk alone like mad when things are tough for you. Facts. Jesse from Kasua says, hi Ben, what is coach's position on the Ronaldo Ten Hag issue? Drew from Lagos. I think those are two different circumstances.
They are very different.
A lot of people are trying to draw.
They are different circumstances.
Yeah.
What Ronaldo came back to become at United is not what Salah is.
And Ronaldo's was more disrespectful. Like I said, if you're a player of Ronaldo's caliber, tell him to come on the 95th minute for 1 minute to come and play.
It's okay. You will get that matter. Anyway, this one says, good evening, guys. See, nothing they bought me for Liverpool past Carragher. So if they are calling for legends of Gerard Carragher will get up, look at what he said about Mo Salah. Please. Say, coach, please say something about Carragher's statement. Timotino formation. As for Carragher, he doesn't deserve our statement. Nobody will mind him. This one says, good evening, Ben and crew. For me, what I think about Mo Salah is that if he thinks he still has much in him, he should leave to another club and punish them like Samuel Eto'o did to Barcelona. David is hyper. You see, the stumbling block is that he earns £400,000 a week. And that is not the kind of salary a regular team can just pick up. And I don't think Salah thinks he's done at the top level. There's that in the mix as well. This one says, Mo Salah is now experiencing what Sadio Mane went through as a player at Liverpool. Mane was the main man before Salah came, but Liverpool fans quickly forgot and showed him the exit.
Who came first?
I don't think Mane. Salah came in 2017.
I think
Mane came in before Salah because Man United were trying to recruit Sadio Mane. At the time,
I think it was just around the same time.
Yeah, at the time they had at the time they had Memphis Depay, and it was even one of the reasons why Sadio Mane didn't go.
Season before.
Yeah, Sadio Mane didn't go to Man United because he said they had Angel Di Maria, Wayne Rooney, and all of those players, and so he thought he would have a very difficult time breaking through the team, and so he went for Liverpool because. Yeah. They had a direct path to the starting lineup.
Let me read some YouTube messages. This one's from Daniel O'Hene. He says, Salah leaves the team and Liverpool goes back to the Roy Hodgson days. Mark my words. Stephen Awatri says, that's managers and drama. Oh, that's managers. That's managers have a thing for fighting with their star players. Like it's too common. It's too like the pattern is too recognizable.
Eric Ten Hag,
this thing,
Van Gaal.
This thing, Lucho tried it when he came to Barcelona first. So Lucho tried it with Messi. Within the first month or two, he realized he was playing a losing game.
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid, he benched him in that game. Yeah. By halftime, he was down. He brings the man on. The man changes the game.
Omar the poet says, if Alonso wants time, he should come and buy Dr. Time. That's so herbal medicine. Charlie, this guy.
Dr. Time, that's so.
Charlie. This guy, pa. Oh man.
He's a true Real Madrid supporter. They don't give time.
Charlie, time for what? Anyway, this one here is from Authentic BBF. It says, in Wednesday's game, if Mbappe was in the game, it would have been another story. This one here says that, so Raidi, Madrid, they rely on Mbappe. That's Omar the Porter. Of course, Real Madrid. In fact, if it wasn't for Mbappe, a lot of the games this season would have been disastrous.
And to be fair, the goals they conceded were very silly. The Rudiger penalty was unnecessary. I think Courtois should have saved the fair shot. So they can.
Hey, Rudiger.
And they hit the bar. And they hit the bar in the last minute.
That guy,
so
that guy named Rudiger. Like when I see Rudiger and Militao next to each other, I'm like, oh God, what have we done? Like. You know if they're about to face intelligent forwards, it's about to be a torrid night for you. They like it when the striker is like just brute force, strong and athletic. Those are the kind of like strikers he likes. When you get somebody like, say, a Pedri around him, Rafinha, Charlie, stitches. Can't do anything. Anyway, let's talk about the Premier League. We have 15 minutes. There's a Chelsea game starting. Chelsea's biggest fan is in the building, namely. Chelsea fans love you. You love them too.
I love them.
They have a date at the bridge with Everton. So at 3 p.m. game. Quick thoughts on that. They've been very shaky lately.
If they don't win this game, all hell will break loose, my brother. I'm hoping that the man will see the need to stick with Tosin Aderabio.
Centre back.
At centre back. No, he will stabilize issues at the back. Oh, Charlie Tosin. But look, on a more serious note, look, I don't know what is happening. There's the need for the rotation, but it needs to be done in a very smart way. I don't know why they tend to drop off in the last 15 minutes of game. In their last 4 games after Barcelona, their last 15 minutes has been very, very bad. Maybe you credit them against Arsenal. But the mentality of showing up against the big boys and going to sleep when the teams you are expected to beat come around is unlike Chelsea. Because the Chelsea mentality that some of us got used to was the one that will make sure that the big boys will feel their presence. And when the small boys come to town, they beat them good, quick. They don't delay. Enzo Maresca, I think, is not doing certain things well, especially with his backline. I don't know why he keeps substituting Achampong when the boy seems to be playing very, very well. Look at what he did.
Maresca he's called Enzo Contingency Maresca.
I don't know why.
When the game is going on and he's thinking about 2 games ahead.
A shock.
He's a very funny guy. He's a funny guy.
He's creating his own problems. I think on the Brazilian boy also, I think it is good that reality has dawned on them. When I say on them, on the entire Chelsea fraternity.
Oh, don't do this.
That boy,
don't do this.
It's a good talent.
Team Esteva, we are still here.
No, he's a good talent. But I think if you want to put him in the bracket where he doesn't belong, maybe he may not be able to handle the pressure that comes with it. And I think that is what I have
said. We met the great Barcelona.
And I'm
we're banging with our weaker foot.
Now Leeds United.
Weaker foot. We were banging with our weaker foot.
We saw him against Atalanta.
Fatigue.
So calm down. Take him off the spotlight. Continue to use him the way you were using him. He will come 15 minutes, 20 minutes, come and impact the game. Once in a while, then he starts. As for the likes of Garnacho and Co., they are running horses.
Oh, don't
you understand what I'm saying?
Don't do this.
And then
Alejandro is doing well.
Look,
Really?
he met Wolverhampton.
I don't like this really. What do you mean really?
He gave 2 assists against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Then everybody say, hey, Garnacho has arrived. Burnley. I said, look, calm down. It's Wolves. It's Burnley. I'm a boy more than.
Oh, Charlie.
Everton is David Moyes.
Yeah.
I think Chelsea will need to start well.
They'll test you.
If they don't start well, they'll be in big trouble. But I'm happy Caicedo, is he back? In the league?
I don't
I think
It was a straight red card, so if I'm right, I don't
at
think
least
he
2
should be back.
suspensions.
I
Wow.
don't think he should be back by
I
now.
Yeah,
think
you got the straight red.
It was a straight red card.
Yeah.
It was.
Wow.
So it
If
should be
he's
at
not-
least
It
2
was a
games.
yellow card that was converted to a red. So yeah.
Yeah, but
If he's not back, then they'll have big problems. Rich James, has he or can he keep playing week in, week out like that? Problematic.
Against Everton, I wonder if they can just put James next to Enzo and then maybe put Palmer back in so that they don't have to shift their...
We are told that
shift
he's
their
fit,
front three.
but they are still assessing the situation. If you listen to Enzo's press conference, that's the things he's saying.
A week ago, he was saying that he's fit to start. So
I mean, he needs to start, but look, they need to start well. If you keep changing your back line, you are bound to have problems. It's at the bridge. I expect them to win.
Yeah.
If they don't win, I think they'll be creating some serious. Because look, read my lips. This Chelsea team will struggle in the last quarter of the season. The lack of rest
it's a
they
feature
didn't get.
It's becoming a Maresca
And the fact
feature.
that they'll be playing more games. They are still in the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup will come, the league will come, the Champions League will come. And they didn't get that 6 weeks mandatory rest.
Yeah.
It will come back to hand.
The Premier League is brutal.
But I expect them to beat
They
Everton.
look like
At
they were
least
going to
maybe
be
2-1,
second
maybe
a few weeks
2-1.
ago.
If they don't win tomorrow, Charlie,
Shout outs
it will be
to
serious.
Joao Pedro, aka Edwin Kwakofi. Eko Kumsin says, good evening. Eko Kumsin says, I should greet you for him. That's wherever you are. Big shout outs to you, Edwin Kwakofi, aka Joao Pedro.
I told them.
He's prolific.
Charlie,
I told them.
prolific Joao Pedro.
Deadly finisher.
Deadly
finisher.
Emphasis on deadly finisher.
Charlie, you both don't forget anything.
Deadly finisher.
Charlie, the
But
guy,
he scored midweek. He's getting back in form. So let's not.
Charlie Edwin, how far? Deadly finisher, how far? Charlie. Anyway, let's talk about another game that's in the mix for this week. It's a Liverpool Brighton game. Let me take your thoughts on that. Let me take Kwach's thoughts on that. I want to know what you think about that. Salah back in the mix. So it's been confirmed by Sky Sports. I've seen the report. So looks like he's back in the
He will
squad.
start from the bench.
Let's see what happens.
He will start from the bench and they will win. Hey, he will start from the bench and they will win.
I think
And he will go to AFCON.
And they'll continue winning.
And they'll continue winning. I don't know about continue winning, but they will lose.
Oh yeah.
I thought we're losing because of him. So now that he's going to
not saying-
AFCON, we should
They
win.
shouldn't
more.
lose at all.
No one has said that Liverpool were losing because
No,
of Salah.
he's inhibiting us from winning. If he's not the reason we're losing.
The thing is,
We win
Liverpool
when- we
were
win when he's
losing as a
winning.
team, and something had to be changed. Slot
It's-
has
and
made a
so he was thrown under the bus.
Slot has made a series
Fact.
of changes.
Thrown under
He
the bus.
wasn't the only person who was dropped from the lineup.
Who else has been missing for the last 3 games?
McAllister has been in and
Who
out
else
of the
has been
lineup.
missing from? Who else has been missing from the last 4
The
games?
past 4 games.
Yeah,
Has McAllister
It's
played
okay.
all
It's
the 4
okay.
games?
Let's not go. Let's
He
not
hasn't
go back.
played all the 4 games.
Let's not go back.
He has been in and out of the
It's
starting
semantics. It
lineup.
doesn't.
Joe Gomez has he been in and out of the starting
Gomez
lineup?
hasn't been in
He
the lineup
has.
to begin
I'm
with.
saying the
Charlie.
past 4 games. Oh, relax. The
You know
past
what I
4
They're not
games.
comparable.
Conor Bradley has he been in and out of the team since
compare these
the
games
past
to
4
Mohamed
games?
Salah.
McAllister has played 14 matches this season. We've played 15 games. He's played 14 matches.
In all competitions?
No, league. In the league alone.
In all competitions.
No, I'm talking about league.
In and out of the team.
He's been playing.
Conor Bradley has he not been in and out of the team over the past 5 games?
We are being
McAllister.
We are being difficult.
The context is
McAllister has
I don't know why
played
this
14
thing-
The
matches.
context is Salah was dropped to the bench without any explanation. That's the context.
There needs to be changes. And the coach has
Fair.
made the changes.
Let's not go back to this
and
point.
it is bringing the result. They are not losing. They are
Okay.
drawing and winning.
So they
don't
they'll
start-
win this
Oh,
weekend.
they'll win this
If
weekend.
they don't start Salah tomorrow, Brighton will beat them.
It will be very disrespectful to the team to start Salah. After what he did, no.
They should use their respect to go and win the Premier League. Talk to me about that game as well. What's your outlook on that game?
I don't like the fact that the game has been put like there have been so many distractions around the game. Last week when Liverpool very unfortunately, but when Liverpool were leading 2-0 at Leeds, I was looking at the league table and I calculated that Liverpool and Chelsea would have the same number of points by the
Wishful thinking.
by the time
This guy.
came around. But yeah, to be fair, I think they need to win. But I think that now that Salah is in the team, I think that it takes too much drama. Like you said, it creates too much narrative around whether if they win because of his absence or because he's in the team. And I think that all that's unnecessary. Like Adam said, he's about to go for AFCON anyway.
Yeah.
This is not the thing that the team should be focused about. Only thing I'll give Slot is, like I said, it's taken a lot of it's taking a lot of stick from him from the poor run that he was on. It's giving someone else a different stick to beat.
You know,
at first everyone was complaining about slots, and now some people
he has
think
managed to do it really well.
he's found a way.
Maybe that was his idea the whole
Make Salah
time.
look like part of the problem. You get me? So now some people think it's slots, some people think it's Salah, which is it's everyone in up to what they think up on the issue. But going into the game against Brighton themselves have picked up they've picked up good form. At the start of the season, they were a little win draw. Like you weren't sure with Brighton side you were going to get going into the match against them. But they've also started picking up points, and that's where I start worrying for Liverpool, because the games that the easy games that they should be winning against Sunderland, the promoted teams, are the games that they are not winning. And now there's so much distraction around the team. And my main worry now is, what are your ambitions for the season? That is what I want to know. Slot come out and speak right now. Are you trying to make Champions League? Are you league?
If that board guy is there are no ambitions for the season. The season is to finish.
They should have objectives. Or the objective is to finish mid-table. As a Liverpool team, that's what they are striving to achieve.
No, you see, actions will always speak louder than words. Not what they will come and say doesn't mean anything to me. What they are not doing or what they are doing now is what shows me where they want to go. And right now, from the kind of coaching I'm seeing, from the inaction to sack the coach, from the inaction of the coach to control any game, mid-table, 12-13.
And that's what I'm saying. I like how you're focusing on a positive of a draw, but the fact that they are drawing these games means that the number of games they've actually won in this run is very low.
Yeah, again, Klopp used to wipe the floor with Daniel Farker, wipe the whole floor, 4-0, 3-0, 5-0. You are playing 3-3 against Daniel Farker.
Over the last 2 months, the only games I can remember Liverpool winning are Aston Villa, in the Premier League are Aston Villa, West Ham.
And if you look at Liverpool's results sheet, right, they've not beaten any credible team this season. If you take away the last minute runs, Real Madrid. Have you seen Real Madrid?
I've seen them, but it's
shambles. It's that I'm saying incredible. Real Madrid is in shambles. When you saw Real Madrid play against Liverpool, they barely created 2 clear goal scoring opportunities. I watched the game. They didn't do anything proper. West Ham, shambles. Aston Villa, Unai Emery. Before they picked up their 5 winning game streak, they literally presented themselves to be beaten by Liverpool.
I mean, Martinez passed the ball to Salah for him to get his goal. So exactly. So the teams we've beaten and the number of points we actually have.
Would you look at that? Salah scored a winning goal with that game.
I mean, no, but anyway. We started the league with four wins in a row, and then the number of the games they've won in that row are Aston Villa and West Ham, and they are drawing and losing
against Sunderland and Leeds.
Inter Milan too.
Not in the Champions League, they've beaten Inter Milan.
That game was so shameless. And the slot says that you know the part that killed me. He says if that was a penalty, the penalty they gave them, then they should have had like 7 more penalties in the Premier League. The coach literally said the penalty they gave them was no penalty. Imagine. I'll say no more. Anyway, let's do shout outs before we go on there. So our time is almost spent. Let's do quick shout outs before we go.
Okay, you start. I mean, I have a birthday.
Yeah, let's do some birthday shout. Let's go.
Shout outs to Akosi Adobia. She celebrated her birthday this week. Much love from this side.
Who is Akosi Adobia to you?
A very good friend.
Very good friend. May she remain good. Anyway, you want to do some shout?
I haven't been speaking a lot, but it means a lot to me to hear positive feedback and support from a lot of people. So I want to give my shout out to Alaska DiCarlo. He met me and he just really said really
big you up,
He big me up small. Made me feel and it's like I said, these things mean a lot to me, especially once you realize the impact
people they listen.
The things you say have on the way people perceive things. So
just listen.
Yeah, big shout to him.
Nice.
Yeah, big shout to Ryan Wilson of the British High Commission. He came through, gave us a very good interview recently regarding England and the upcoming 2026 FIFA World Cup, and a big shout to Peter Dominic Asante Shumesi inside Takrady.
Big shout outs to Baby Safo, all the way in Canada, doing the listeners. Shout outs to Baby Safo. Shout outs to you out there. Big shout outs to Mr. Matthew Aidan. You know Mr. Matthew.
Oh yeah, Mr. Aidan.
Mr. Aidan is a Kotoko fan and a suffering Liverpool fan. He listens
to Red.
Charlie, he's like my dad's combo. Kotoko and Liverpool. Red on both sides. Charlie. They don't give up on the yes sir.
Kotoko and Liverpool.
Koju Diamonds are same thing. Kotoko Liverpool. That is a thing. Red Charlie.
Kotoko, you know good crowd. Charlie, they are losing to Basaken and Karela and Hoho United. Charlie,
man. It's not been pretty, man.
Charlie,
yeah.
Look, it's a special birthday.
Oh, special.
To a very special young lady. Somebody I consider to be my daughter. I'm so close to the father and the mother to the extent that, I see her as my own. Happy birthday to Janelle Ampiao. Janelle Ampiao. It is coming from her mom,
Okay.
Mrs. Louisa Ampiao,
Okay.
and the dad, Mr. Ampiao. I am told that I should read this out to the little girl. Happy birthday to our firstborn, our little princess, our sunshine. You have filled our lives with endless joy,
Okay.
made us parents, and watching you grow into the smart, kind, brave girl you are is our greatest gift.
Nice one.
May your day sparkle as much as you do, filled with love, laughter, and dreams coming true. Always knowing you are cherished
Nice one.
and our forever first fruit. God bless you, Janelle Ampiao.
Nice one.
It's from your uncle, Coach Nimley,
Nice one.
and your lovely sisters, Grandma, Granddaddy. We all say, may the good Lord guide you.
Thank you.
May He protect you.
Ow.
And may you grow up fulfilling the doings and the actions of
The
God
doings.
upon your life.
Doings.
You will live according to the attributes of Christ. God bless you and have a wonderful birthday. From your mom, Louisa, your dad, Mr. Ampiao, your uncle, Coach Nimley, and your grandparent, Mr. and Mrs. Duncan. God bless
Nice
you.
one.
young
Let me
lady.
say belated happy birthday to my good friend Colin Sadai. Celebrated his birthday within the week. A very good friend of mine from way back in basic school. Yeah, Charlie, he's a doctor these days, big man. Anyway, shout outs to Colin Sadai and happy belated birthday, buddy. That's it from us here, I guess. You got it?
No, I'm okay.
Benjamin Nketia, Edem Kai, Manuel Kwati, Yaya Jemita, aka Shiny Brother 2. And
Tomorrow,
then, of course, Coach
the
Christopher
Republic
Nim,
of
the Republic of Football is back on here. We'll give you all the updates from the PL to the La Liga Serie A, everywhere else. So do make a date with us, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. We'll be here to serve it hot. Until then, thank you very much. Show proudly brought to us by Betway, Twisco, and Kivo 4-in-1 Gary Mix. We're out.